Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Book Review. In this video, I am going to review about Sigmund Freud's interpretation of dream. This is one of the significant work of Sigmund Freud. Since this book was first published in 1899, this work has created much curiosity, debates and controversies in the medical and psychological field. Because here, Sigmund Freud had tried to explore something which is unprecedented. This book has created a fascination among generation of readers because dream is always a fantasy for us. Every one of us are going through this mechanism each and every day, but still we are unable to find the mystery behind the dream. Here comes Sigmund Freud's interpretation of dreams handy. He tried to give a scientific interpretation for our dream. So in this book, in first chapter, Sigmund Freud gave a brief analysis about the contemporary scientific literatures that existing related to dreams. Some scientific literature says dream is nothing but a continuation of waking state. Some scientific literature says dream is nothing but a manifestation of our biological process. For example, if a person who dream about drowning in the sea, it's nothing but a sensation of urination. Some scientific literature says dream is influenced by various factors like physical environment, the lighting, the sound, and the sleeping posture. Everything's influence dream content. This was one of the scientific literature. Like this, various scientific literatures that was mentioned by Sigmund Freud, and he also pointed out the follies existing in this scientific literature. And he also agree with certain points. For example, symbolism. When talking about symbolism, Sigmund Freud had accepted the significance lies in the symbols in dream manifestation. But at the same time, Sigmund Freud denies the overestimation of symbolisms to give the interpretation about the dream. So after explaining these things in the first chapter, Sigmund Freud started to explain his hypothesis. I would like to give a brief details about Sigmund Freud's interpretation of dreams with 4 hypotheses. First hypothesis is Sigmund Freud says dream is nothing but a wish fulfillment of the dreamer. So as a layman, I would like to object this hypothesis because most of us would have gone through an experience of bad dreams, which we cannot quantify as a wish fulfillment. For example, many of us might have a dream about the death of our loved ones or close relatives. How can we quantify this as a wish fulfillment? So I am going to deny the first hypothesis. The second hypothesis is the wish fulfillment of the dreamers comes from their unconscious thoughts. No, we cannot certainly decide for the death of our loved ones or close relatives. So we are going to reject first 2 hypotheses. Then here comes the third hypothesis. Here Sigmund Freud talked about dream distortion. That means what we remember as a dream is nothing but a distortion form of the true meaning. So we had a dream about the death of our loved ones or close relatives. But that is not the real dream. That is the manifestation dream. The real dreams lies elsewhere. This was the third hypothesis of Sigmund Freud. Now we have to take Sigmund Freud seriously. But we have one question. Why the dream have to be distorted? What is necessary? Here comes the fourth hypothesis. Here Sigmund Freud says the dream get distorted because of censorship of the consciousness. Like in our waking state, if any thoughts comes to our mind that we perceive as a bad thoughts, then initially our consciousness will restrict the bad thoughts in our waking state. The same mechanism happens in our sleeping state. This is the fourth hypothesis, censorship by consciousness. Now we have to connect the 4 hypotheses. Dream is nothing but the wish fulfillment of the dreamer. That wish comes from dreamer's unconsciousness thought. But fulfilling the wishes of unconsciousness thought was restricted by consciousness. So consciousness puts a censorship. The dream gets distorted. So what we have seen as a dream, here for example, the death of our close relatives or loved ones, that is nothing but a distorted form. But the real meaning lies in the analysis of the manifestation dream. This is the thing Sigmund Freud talked about in this book, Interpretation of Dream. I have given this 4th hypothesis just to give a glance about what interpretation of dream is all about. The real depth lies in this book. If you are really interested to find out the hidden messages that lies in our day-to-day dream, then you should give a due consideration to read this book. So after reading this book, try to give a honest interpretation for your dream manifestation. You will see a drastic change within yourself, within your interpretation capability before and after reading this book. I hope this video will give a brief introduction about Sigmund Freud's interpretation of dream. Thank you.